Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back in. We are going to do a quick Pixlr tutorial here. Today, we're going to be working on removing backgrounds from objects and applying them as layers, which is really important. It's something that we definitely need to know about. And it also gets you one step closer to our ultimate goal, which is you making your own memes. I'm joking completely. But let's go ahead and jump into it here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to hit create new. Now to create new, we want a blank canvas here to work with. We're going to do full HD for our size. I am going to name it lesson 2. And I want a background to it. So we're going to click this little background button. Think, pick whatever color you want here, however you're feeling today. I'm feeling pretty green. I'm feeling pretty green today. There you go. So I'm going to hit create. So what that does for me is it gives me that large screen there, just a whole bunch of green. Fantastic. That's exactly what I need. I'm actually going to move my video up because I need to see this button right here. So what we're going to do first, we're going to bring in our first photo that we're going to remove the background from. Okay. So we're going to hit this plus button. That's going to create a new layer to our photo. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose image. Okay. And what the image we're going to choose is Llama 1. Now at this point, you should have downloaded all of these files from Google Classroom. So if Llama 1 is our first image, and there he is, cute little llama. I forgot to mention the reason why we're doing llamas in the first place is that next week is International Llama Day, and everybody loves a good llama. So here we go. We need to remove this blue background from this cute little llama. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to go over here to the left, and we need to find our little scissors cutout tool. We're going to click that, and you'll notice that on this background, you have one color as your background. Okay. So when I see that, I know that Pixlr does one color removing background really well by itself. So we're actually going to choose the magic cutout tool, which looks like a little bit like a magic wand. We're going to do that. It goes to remove. Tolerance, we're going to try it at 32, see what it does. And contiguous there, what that basically means is contiguous means that it won't go past a border of a different color. And I'll show you what that means here in just a second. So I'm trying to remove this blue. We're going to leave contiguous on. Softness, I like to change it to light softness. Again, I'll show you what that does here in just a second. But what I'm going to do is that with this tool, I'm going to click the blue background. You'll see that it disappears completely. Okay, pretty cool. But it left this little blue heart here in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control Z because I want to show you what this does. But if you're at this point, just leave it where it's at. So Control Z undoes, brings that background back. If I click off contiguous, that means when I click this blue, it's going to delete that blue from everywhere in my photo. Okay, ready, set, click. Look at that. So it took out that blue heart too. Okay, we're going to leave it just there. That is a beautiful llama all by itself. We're going to go into our arrange tool, which is the two arrows pointing different directions. And I want to shrink this guy down a little bit, kind of toss him off to the side. And close an ad. We're going to do that a few more times. And there we go. We have our first layer. We've removed the background from it. It looks beautiful. Okay. So the next thing we need to do is we need to bring in photo number 2. So again, we're going to go to that little plus button down here, which is the add layer button. Think. We're going to go image and Llama 2. You should have that available to you as well. So we're going to open that up and look at that. Look at that photo. That's a good photo. So let's go ahead and let's use the same tool that we just used before. Before I do that, I want to actually get rid of this llama here. And I don't want to remove him altogether. I just want him off my screen for now. And the way that we do that is over here in the layers. You see this little checkbox in the bottom right. If I click that on the layer with the tiny llama, he goes away. He still exists. He's just gone away for now. Okay. So here we go. We have our llama. We're going to our cutout tool. Again, I want just the llama. So I'm going to use my magic cutout tool. Let's see how this works. Ready, set. Oops. That didn't do a whole lot. Let's try it again. Oh, and it took out part of our llama's face. So I'm going to Control Z it. Let's do contiguous. Oh, okay. So the more we do that, it's not taking out the background. It's because we got texture in there. Oof. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this reset cutout button. We're going to take it all back. And we need to find a new way to do this. Okay. So there's a couple different ways that you could do this. I'm going to show you the way that I'm going to do this real quick, which is I'm going to use the draw cutout tool here. So it's a little paintbrush guy. Make sure it says remove. Okay. We're going to change the size on my brush. I want a pretty big brush here to start things off. I'm going to go all the way up, and I'm going to turn my softness down. And what that does is that's going to remove the entire photo. It's not going to fade out anything on the sides. And what I want to do is I want to remove everything around this llama. Okay, so it's just less I have to do later. And then we can shrink down our brush, and we can do some more. And again, if you just click and drag, you get this red little dot, and it works out great. And that's what it removes. Now, when we're removing a background, when we're using this tool, we're actually not deleting it. We're doing what's called masking it, which basically it puts a layer on top of it that hides it from view. And I'll show you why that's important here in just a second. So I'm going to do my best. I'm going to remove everything I can. Oh, I get to show you my tool. Here we go. So I screwed that up, right? Now, if you were deleting things, if you're using the erase tool, that's going to cause some problems. But because we're masking it, we can bring it back. So if we click keep, I like the hint remove or hint. If you turn on the hint, it tells you what's there in the photo. And when you hit click keep, you get green, and you can actually bring it back. So there we go. Got to get his calf back. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go back to remove. I'm going to take my hint away, and I'm going to keep working on this a little bit closer. Because again, it's less work I have to do later. Okay. While I'm doing this, I just want to let you know that while we're talking about llamas, today I saw that Amazon has an exclusive Monopoly set called Monopoly Unicorns versus Llamas. That's for real, not making it up. I needed to know more. So I looked it up, and it said that instead of properties, you go around the board buying up titles like cutest, and this one, I'm not making this up, twinkliest eyes. And then when you're completely done, whoever has the most titles won for either their unicorn or their llama. I'm going to undo that. Is the winner. Sounds like fun. All right, so now I've got a pretty good background. I still want to remove this, but I'm going to bring up my softness. And what that does, let me show you real quick. You don't actually have to do this part. I just want to show you the differences. So if I have softness all the way down, and I click to remove, it's a pretty harsh circle. If I do softness all the way up, give it a bigger brush. There we go. Ooh, look at that. And if I do softness at like 50%, there you go. So it basically blurs out the outside of it, which is kind of neat. So I'm going to undo that. Bump, bump, bump. I'm going to zoom in on this llama, and I like softness. I'm going to put it about 30% to clean this up. And I need a smaller brush. Smaller brush. Okay. Bump, bump, bump. So we're going to erase what we can. And again, we're not looking to be perfect. We're just trying to do the best we possibly can on this. Which, depending on how you feel, might be perfect. Okay. Here we go. Bum, bum, bum. And honestly, I'm doing a little bit longer brush strokes here, which I don't recommend, because if you're going to edit undo something, it's best to do like quick little short brush strokes, because that way if you screw up, you don't have to erase the entire thing like that. Okay. Llama. There we go. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. We're having a good time. Too much leg. I took too much. Llama doesn't skip leg day, so we got to give him his due. There we go. All right, get rid of that grass there. Bye-bye. And you can see how this can be incredibly tedious. If you do have Photoshop available to you, this is really quick. It's really quick to remove a background. But that's pretty dang good. So there we go. There's Llama 2. We're going to bring back Llama 1. Look at our llamas. What a pair. All right, I'm going to hide both of them, and we're going to bring in llama number, you guessed it, number 3. Llama 3. Look at that cute guy. All right, so we've done magic eraser, not magic eraser, magic background remove. We've done the draw on remove. We're going to try one more. So again, our cutout tool, we're going to use lasso, okay? And so with lasso, what we're going to do on this is I'm actually going to pick keep. Actually, no, I'm going to keep it remove. No, we're going to keep. My bad. Here we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw around the llama the best that I can. Ooh, interesting. All right. And don't let go of your mouse until you've completed the whole thing. And you can see when I zoomed out, it kind of screwed that up. But we can go back to our draw and we can bring that back. So again, hit keep. We're going to draw that back in. There we go. Did I lose anything else? Nope, everything else looks pretty good. So let's go back to our lasso. We are going to hit remove. And softness on it, I want to do light softness. Okay. And then let's just remove everything else. So what you can do is you can kind of go around it and just draw little circles around that background. And I'll take that out. All right, there we go. Little circles. So this works really well if you're trying to place a subject in a different background. We're going to do that here in just a second. I'm actually almost done with this. This isn't too bad. Now remember that magic, you might be tempted to use the magic background remover. It really only works if you have like a solo color background in Pixlr. It doesn't work right. Oh. There's that. Oh, gotta fix the ears here. Like his hairdo. There we go. So now we can take a look at it. Let's go ahead and remove that hint. And there's our llama. Okay, so let's bring them all back. There we go. Bunch of the llamas. We're going to go to our arrange tool and we can move them around. Again, let's get rid of that. And remember our arrange tool, we also have the options to flip horizontal. Or if you want to get super gravity defying, we can flip vertical. We don't quite want to do that. Now, I don't like them floating on just a green space here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go back in, we're going to hit plus, and we're going to add another image. We're going to add the image hill. Okay? What we're going to do is we're going to stretch that out, change it just so it takes up the entire background there. It doesn't need to fit the exact sides of it. In fact, if you use this tool to stretch it or skew it, it looks really funky. But there's our background. Doesn't it look wonderful? Wait, where did our llamas go? Oh, layers. So the problem is that whatever layer's up top here is going to be your top layer, okay? And it's going to be the first thing that you see that's in the photo. Now, because that first thing that you see takes up the entire canvas, it's actually it's on top of the rest of them. So what we can do is we can click that and actually click and hold and drag underneath everything else. And then there are our llamas. Now on this one, I can see now that maybe I need to clean up that background a little bit. Let's increase our softness a bit. And I'm going to fix this. Oops, undo. I forgot. I had to make sure that I was clicked on that layer. There you go. I screw up so that you don't have to later. How's that for teaching? Look at that. Oh, it took too much of his face. Look at that llama. If you want to get super specific with it, obviously you can zoom in and be like, oh, this little background here is bugging me. But as you can see, when you zoom out, it's hardly noticeable. Okay, so we can arrange them. We can shrink them down so they fit our background better. There we go. There you are. Also, you can use this little toggle on the top of your photo to move it around like that. I'm going to have him walking up the hill a little bit. This guy, I'm going to play a little perspective. Play on your eyes. Oops. Let's get him out of the way for now. There we go. We're going to put him up there on the hill. I want him facing the water. There we go. Looking out to sea. And we got that guy there. Climbing up the hill. Beautiful. And if I want to get crazy with it, we can use some of the things that we learned before. We can go to our adjust tool. Make sure you're clicked on whichever layer you will actually want to adjust. I'm going to adjust this guy. And I'm going to go to hue and I'm going to change his color. And it's just going to change his color. He looks good in purple. We're going to turn down that saturation a bit though. So he looks a more natural purple, right? Yeah. Okay. So there we go. There's our llama photo. That's what we're after. I'm going to hit save. Now, when I hit save, there's a couple things that we can do here. Okay. Now, if I just save it as a JPEG, that is just the image file. If I try to go back into Pixlr, it's going to pretend like it's just the original photo. Okay. But if I do PXD, that actually is a Pixlr job file type. So if I click Pixlr D, I can hit download. I want to show you what it does. Okay. I'm actually going to do both of them. So Pixlr D does that. I'm going to hit save one more time and I'm going to save it as a JPEG. So now if I go back home, hit that little home button up top, and I hit open image, if I open just the last one that I said, just the photo type, the JPEG, create new, you'll see that my layers are all gone. It's just a flat image. I can't move around my things, okay? But if I go back and I do open image, and I open up as PXD, then you see all my layers are there. I can still move things around and save it, okay? There you go. We did it. We made a llama farm. We made that one llama that was sitting there by himself really happy. He's got friends now, even though one's purple. Okay, so that's it. Go ahead and save that. Turn that in. Congratulations for getting this far. I hope you learned something today. All right. Well, take care, guys. It was fun. Bye.